The hottest new taillights for your Jeep are here, and I had to install them on my 2024 392. So these taillights actually got launched a few months ago back at Daytona at the beach at the Jeep show. And I saw them as well as a lot of other cool parts that they had down at Motobilit. And let's just say we worked out some things on the phone, had a lot of conversations. We run Motobilit on our channel primarily for our bumpers for all of our armor. And there's a couple more boxes over there that got delivered the other day. Ryan, cue up a picture of the poor UPS guy that keeps having to deliver stuff to my house, man, I tell you what. But we've got some crazy plans for this Jeep behind us. We're gonna completely outfit it with Motobilit parts, and this is the first step. So we wanna kind of go, probably the coolest thing, like this is a really cool part. All of this is gonna be absolutely sick, but we can throw these on today, and I know they're super hot. Everyone keeps posting about it. In fact, they actually just did a reveal or a release of these. They sold out. They keep doing releases like every week, and they sell out instantaneously. So let's get them unboxed, and we'll show you what's inside here. I really do like the packaging too, so that shows they're fully built 24 392, which Ryan, you'll get a lot of inspiration on that Jeep from what's coming for ours. So I'll be honest with you, it's kind of you know, what do they say that it's hard to redesign the light bulb? Isn't that like a euphemism? It kind of is hard to redesign it, but yeah, check that out. Congratulations on your purchase of high clearance taillights for the Jeep JL. Without further ado, let's get this super nice foam undone. Oh yeah, all right. Got some cool stickers for more horsepowers onto my 392. The brackets, which, feel these, Ryan. Reach your hand out there. Pretty beefy stuff. And here's the, yeah, throw them across the hall. Here's the real magic. They actually come pre-assembled too. Check these things out. My goodness. I gotta tell you, it is hard to redesign something and make it functional, look cool, and just, yeah, like I said, redesign it. Dude.
Nice.
Look at those, man. So these are their high clearance JL taillights, and what they've got is a ton of features onto them. What I really like about this is I was looking for something a little bit more clearance giving to the back of my Jeep, especially with all the plans that we have. And there was a couple things on the market I was debating, but nothing even came close to this. And then they decided to drop like the coolest taillights ever. So these are completely custom made in-house, and you can see that they're made out of extremely durable material on the outside here. They have off-road only light dot LED taillights on the top here, which all these little diodes, Ryan, are taillights. So I've actually ran a set of these on my TJs and YJs back in the day because you could actually French these in or just put them super flush so you didn't rip off your jumbo trailer lights on my old Jeeps. And then at the bottom, they've got a set of the Baja Designs S2 Sports, which actually have a separate harness, and those can be either run as a reverse light or a separate auxiliary light for when you're on the trail, when you're camping, when you're off-roading. We'll flip them around to the back because I really like this fact too, Ryan. I'm a big wiring guy. They made the taillights plug and play. So these do not typically have like a JL plug. They're just a universal taillight. The taillights are plug and play, and then the Baja Designs have their own separate end on there, which you have to do separately wire, and then a little resistor back here. But all of it already comes pre-installed too. I was kind of curious to see if we'd have to install the taillights and the lights in here. The hexagons on the side kind of tie in super well. I mean, look at our logo up here, Ryan. And that's incorporated a lot into the Jeep. So we saw it on the old Rubicons, even the new Rubicons. But then if you look here, look at the side right there too. Motobilit written on there. So super, super neat. I just wanted to appreciate these while they're out on the table because Ryan and I can attest that it's kind of hard to make a brand new product that kind of upsets the market or really changes it. And I think Motobilit really nailed it on the head here. So these are a super high clearance, durable taillight that is going to replace these giant honker of taillights that I have on this Jeep and give me some more customization onto the back. What I like about the fact is that they do come in this kind of matte black material from the factory, but you can easily get these paint matched. And we know a guy down in Florida.
Do we?
That can paint match some things. So I think that's step number 2 for these. We're gonna get them installed today, see how much I love them because I can already tell I love the way that these look, and then we're gonna get them paint matched so we can show you guys later on. So really guys, the installation for these Motobilit taillights is not that hard at all. So we've got a trim removal tool here. The first thing we need to do is remove our factory taillights. The 2024 and also most of them are the exact same here. You just simply pop this section off here with the trim removal tool. So we're gonna get under it and just pop it out. After you've got that popped off, either use a 10mm socket or a T40 Torx bit, depending on how stripped out your plastic bolt is back here. I have to use a T40 because the plastic bolt may or may not be stripped out. It's a super simple installation. I mean, really, you've got to remove these and it looks like put on one bracket. I think that's about it. Once you have that removed, you can pull your taillight straight out. So Ryan, you can pull your taillight straight out and then just disconnect your harness. That's it. by depressing on that, and that's it. So we can set these aside, and look at this difference though already. A little bit smaller. What do you think?
Yeah.
Just a little, I mean, just a little smaller on there. The other thing I will note to you guys, gonna have to remove your blind spot monitoring. So blind spot monitoring will have to be disabled. I'll do it through my taser up front if you have it on your Jeep. It's not a huge deal for me because I normally have the doors off and my blind spot monitoring doesn't work too well anyways because of how lifted it is. But just one thing for you guys to note. If you've got a 24 like we do, on the driver's side, you're gonna go ahead and pull this back piece off. It's a larger panel. You don't even need a trim panel removal tool. And then right down in here, go ahead and use a T40 to pull this side off. It's the same setup, just a little bit different because all the hardtop wiring actually goes behind here. I actually really like that on the new 24s, is that it all gets tucked underneath there instead of kind of sitting on top. So we can get that pulled off, pull it out, set it aside. We do not need that anymore. And then Ryan, we can just pull our tail light forward. And look, I've just got some sand behind there probably from Florida sand. Push that down. And then pull that right out like so. We can set these aside. We do not need our factory taillights or the factory screw anymore. So if you buy a set of these Motobilit taillights, these ones sell for a pretty penny. The stock ones with blind spot monitoring and the Extreme Recon spacers, you can actually get a decent amount for these. So we're gonna set these aside, and we're gonna be selling a lot of parts off of my Jeep too. So just follow YouTube community tab and Instagram. That's where we'll post some of this stuff. So the only bracket you need to install is this piece by Motobilit, which is also made in-house by them and includes captured nuts on the top and bottom. The way you're gonna look at this is actually gonna sit behind the body, just like so, and you'll be able to see the threaded inserts both top and bottom, and then you're gonna install your spacer and screw through here. And when you pull this one out, these are side specific, and this one ends in an 03, so the part number is right back here in the back. That ends in an 03 for the driver's side, at least from what our kit uses. So you're gonna go ahead and set this behind here like so, and then these small little spacers, Ryan, like this one, is gonna pop right through here. See that? Oh, it actually kind of captures it in place. And then the included self-tapping screws are actually T20 screws. So we'll get that one installed. Turn this to on. And then as I'm doing this, I'm kind of like eyeing up to see where my actual threaded sections are to make sure. So see that, like Ryan, see how I can kind of move it? I want to make sure that I can see both of these top and bottom because that's what the actual tail light gets attached to. And I'm going to assume that I don't need to go crazy tight on this. I don't want to over tighten this because it is going into ABS or plastic style. So we're just going to get it snugged up, and that'll hold it there. So go ahead and grab your left-hand side taillight, and we're gonna plug it into the factory connector. I love the fact that they already have this pre-wired. Just go ahead and plug it in there. We'll get our Baja Designs lights wired up here in the future, but for now, we just wanted to get this installed. Go ahead, and then you're gonna put this section here. There's a little cutout, a little groove in there. That's gonna go in between the tubs. So see that? Kind of goes in between there. And that, I'm assuming, is to give it some tension, because you see it gives it a little bit of tension when you go to push it this way. And then we're gonna go ahead and push it down. Grab our included Allen key bolts, and these are actually a 4mm. Yeah, we're just gonna work with these and get them started both here, and then we'll get them snugged up. You wanna make sure that you're giving good pressure, from what I can tell, just a little bit of pressure to get them to line up. Woo! And you feel that tighten? It's kind of neat because you know that bracket's like behind the tub too on the inside, so it's just suctioning it together. Oh yeah, dude, these are gonna look sick. They already do look sick. Moment of truth, let's hit the unlock button and see what these LED lights look like. Check that out. So the Oro, the light dot, LED dot taillights, like they've got that whole kind of configuration going around the entire perimeter, and then when you hit the brake light or the turn signal, that upper half lights up, and then the underside is actually the reverse light. What's really neat about these is so you've got the full view on the back end here when you're running on the trails or on the highway, but also, Ryan, if you pan over to the side, you've got your marker lights over here too. So those 3 marker lights are gonna be for your side running lights. It's very similar to the stock tail light in the sense that all tail lights kind of have to function like that, but these are made for the trails, and you can see, like, I can actually see my fuel filler from back here now, how tucked these are. I'll shut off these lights so Ryan can get a good shot, but look at how tucked those are in the corner. Let's turn on the lights and we'll show you the difference. Stock is on the right-hand side and the brand new Motobilit lights are on the left-hand side. Check that out. Really, really high clearance. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of the Motobilit lights, especially with those auxiliary reverse lights that we're gonna wire up too, and just how much tighter they are up into the tub. This is really gonna make sense when we start installing more of those parts for Motobilit, but right now, I'm very, very happy with that difference in between the two. And I'll be honest with you, it's gonna protect those taillights really, really well. All right, guys, so it's not perfectly dark in here, but you're gonna see these taillights in all of our future videos. But just to give you a good glimpse as to far as what they look like, so we'll try these. Well, let's do the turn signal. So we'll do the right-hand turn signal first. No hyper flashing or anything like that. They have the resistors, they're set up very well. Let's do the left turn signal. Let's just do 4 ways. And then we'll do brakes. So that's brakes. And my center light flashes like that because of the taser, Ryan.
Oh, sorry.
So, yeah, let's do brakes with the lights off. How bright are those? Pretty bright. Awesome. And then I'll fire up the Jeep, Ryan, and we'll do reverse lights quick. On today's viewer rig of the video, we're checking out Phil Kane's 2024 Sport S two-door. He said all the power stuff and heated seats and a wheel, which is something Ryan probably would want on his little two-door, but maybe we can swap all that out in the future. He used our suggested folks for the rock rails, the same one that Ryan's got on his two-door, Barricade brand, and he's got the magnetic keyhole covers from Azuto on here as well, and a cool gas fill. Now, he also got the Top Lift Pro to lift his roof off. He said he highly recommends that, and honestly, that's been something we've been looking at for our hardtop as well. Now, this Jeep isn't crazy modified, but honestly, I have a soft spot for a white two-door, and I absolutely love the way that that build is going. Phil, thank you so much for following the channel and supporting us, and if you guys want to have a chance at your rig being featured, be sure to hit us up through Instagram or send us an email. Well, guys, that's going to wrap up today's installation of the Motobilit high clearance JL and JLU taillights. Obviously, these work and fully function with my 2024 Rubicon 392, and boy, don't they look fantastic. There's so many features inside this taillight. It gives you an awesome lighting ability, both top and bottom, with those auxiliary Baja Designs lights. A super stout construction, too. These things are beefy. I picked them up, and you guys, if you pick up a set, you'll understand they are very, very well made. Motobilit does a fantastic job of engineering everything in-house, and those taillight housings are 100% made in the USA, right down in Alabama. So a huge shout out to Motobilit for sending a set of these, and we're extremely excited to get this build started. You're going to see a lot of other things, let's just say, get removed from this Jeep, and a lot of cool things be installed. But I think right now it's time to, Ryan, let's pull them off the Jeep, and we're going to throw them in a box and ship them somewhere and show you what part 2 of this will look like. Till next time, though, my name is Matt, Ryan's behind the camera, and we want you to get out there and earn yours.